My turn, okay?
Hello and welcome to another episode of LGR Play. My name is Mark Hamer and today I want to take a quick look at a game that is considered by many to be a modern classic, the 2008 tactical JRPG Valkyria Chronicles. Now, I didn't play this game when it came out, although I was certainly aware of it and have had the game recommended to me on countless occasions during the last decade. In fact, I didn't actually play the game until about a week ago, and on the basis of that I can totally understand why the game is held in such high regard. Developed in-house at Sega for the PlayStation 3 originally, Valkyria Chronicles is a tactical turn-based JRPG set in an alternative world analogue of World War II. You take control of Squad 7, a ramshackle group of militiamen and women thrown together when the small country of Gallia is invaded by the autocratic East European Imperial Alliance, as you fight through towns, countryside and desert to rid your country of its oppressors. The analogies of World War II run deeper than just the basic setting as well. The nation of Gallia takes its name from the historical region of Western Europe inhabited by the Celtic Gauls. The framing of the two opposing sides in the greater overarching war are very similar to the Allied and Axis powers, and there are many deeper and more sensitive issues covered, such as the hatred and oppression of the race of people in the game known as Darkson, having a similar overtone to the rampant anti-Semitism in Europe at that time.
Looks like the dark hairs have been bad news for the rest of us folks since day one.
What do you mean by that?
What do you think I mean?
No archaeological proof exists to support the theory that Darksons destroyed Barius.
Look around! How much more proof do you need?
And it's an unfair generalization to assume that all Darksons cause trouble for others.
You saying you don't? Look, it's 'cause of you people that my whole...
Alright, time out, you two.
You stay out of this, Largo!
In terms of gameplay, in each chapter you are presented with a series of beautifully animated, almost watercolour cutscenes and one or two battles to fight through. The battles are great pieces of tactical gaming. You start each match by positioning the units you want for that mission, and then on your turn you can use however many of those units you have command points to spend. Each character's move is dictated by how many action points they have, a familiar concept to fans of the genre, and these points are used to move your characters and perform actions such as firing on an enemy, healing, or performing class-specific actions. The different classes all have distinct roles to play. Rangers, the bread and butter unit of your force, can move the furthest in a turn and use a reliable semi-automatic rifle. Shock troopers move faster but not as far and can unleash devastating attacks with their assault rifles at close to mid-range. Lancers are slow, heavily armoured units who specialise in attacking tanks and gun emplacements with rockets. Engineers can resupply ammunition to other units and repair your tank, disable mines and rebuild sandbag walls, and snipers can be used to take out units from great distances. In every mission you will also have control of the game's main character, Welkin Gunther, in his tank the Edelweiss. Using the tank takes up 2 of your limited command points each time, and movement in a turn is limited, but the tank has the most powerful weaponry in the game and can be used as mobile cover for your foot soldiers, so you have to weigh up when it's the best time to use it. Outside of the battle, you can use your accrued XP to level up the different classes and use your earned currency to buy upgrades for weapons, equipment and the Edelweiss tank. You can also change the loadout of your characters, change your squad from the roster, pay your respects to fallen soldiers and liaise with the journalist who is telling the story of Squad 7 to the nation. I'm about 12 hours into the game so far, and the mission types provided and the environments they take place in have been very varied so far. The type of environment you fight in, as well as being a nice change of scenery, can have positive and adverse effects on your troops. Each character in the game that you recruit from a large pool of possible characters have positive and negative character traits which give buffs and debuffs depending on where they are fighting, who they are fighting alongside and how the battle is going, so careful consideration of which characters to deploy in a mission is required. Aside from the deeply engaging and rewarding tactical gameplay, the story is, so far at least, equal parts moving wartime drama and bonkers anime silliness, with the silly and fantastical elements used nicely to break up the more serious story beats, and the characters are all engaging, even if some of them can be unlikable and hold prejudices against the Darkson characters. In a game that cleaves so closely to the events of the Second World War, I'm expecting there to be some very familiar story beats along the way, but the addition of an element of mystical fantasy means that I'm sure I will continue to be surprised by where the story goes. All in all, I think this game is great. I can't believe I waited this long to play it, but I'm glad I finally did. I picked up the remastered version on Nintendo Switch for a whopping £8, but the game is also available on PS3, PS4 and PC, and I would, on the evidence of the first 12 hours at least, highly recommend this game to anyone who likes tactical JRPG games. But also if you're a fan of XCOM type games, or even games like the old Gearbox series Brothers in Arms, I can really understand now why Valkyria Chronicles is held in such high regard.
Welkin, we're not alone.
Who's there?
Well, how surprising to find you here. We don't get many visitors. I won't ask how you were able to break in. It's not really important. But you defile this sanctum with your presence.
Guys, that's Maximilian.
Maximilian? Wait, but he's the enemy commander. Hold it right there! You take one more step and I'll shoot you down, I swear I will! What?
Lower your weapon. Your lives are worthless to me, but I do not wish to stain this sacred place with blood. If you are determined to have this confrontation, why don't we settle it outside?
Welkin.
Welkin? So, you're the brat who's responsible. My compliments for the Vassal Bridge and the base in Cloden. You quite impressed Jaeger. He was singing your praises, boy. Silvaria, come.
Sir.
Anyway, that's the end of the video. As always, you can find the Lapsed Gamer Radio podcast over on iTunes, Podbean and Spotify. You can find us on Twitter at LapsedGamer. You can drop us an email to lapsedgamerradio@gmail.com, and you can find our written content over at lapsedgamer.com. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel, and I will catch you on the next episode of LGR Play.